things about trading Forex is that you don't actually know exactly which trade is going to be a crazy winner or just another loss.
What's up, everybody? We are currently live.
We're taking away the weekly.
Trade back down to orthodox. That price is going to be bullish.
Point sort of chasing the market. I was more than happy to stay flat.
Hello everyone.
What the kangaroo tell?
Always recommend trading on the 5 minute.
Some of these exotic pairs in pretty steady uptrend, making these higher highs and higher.
Mostly trend following.
The stimulus in a certain way.
Hello, welcome to live trading with EivindFX here on A1 Trading. I am your head analyst here, and I'm happy to have you here because it's Monday, it's pullback day, and maybe there's some opportunities out there. So far, we have been trading nothing this morning, so maybe this one is going to be different. So my name is Emil. I have been trading for over 8 years now. I think it is 8 years, maybe more soon. So, yeah, I'm getting old. I'm getting a beard, and that's kind of what's happened. So, hello, Denise, for the third time today, I think it is now. I hope I'm not going to bore the living life out of you. So, I have a bit of a different content for you today. I want us to build up on something that I don't know if anyone else out there does, but, you know, I guess it is what it is. What do you do when certain news comes out and you're sitting there and wondering what on earth happened? Okay, so first of all, we have this news here that was 150 pips move on a euro. What happened here? That was Fed. That was Jerome Powell coming out and saying, well, ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing that inflation is no longer transitionary. We're now going to sell. We're now going to increase our purchase. We're now going to open up the likeliness of higher interest rates. For everyone who's out there, what does higher interest rate means when the biggest economy out there starts, wanting to increase their rates? Well, what we have seen ever since that morning or that day is prices has been falling. So where are we right now on Aussie dollar? Today on Aussie dollar, we are at resistance. Okay, what's happening here? Tomorrow there is a Reserve Bank of Australia is going to have a meeting tomorrow. Well, what does that mean? That means for you that it's going to be a pullback. The pullback has already happened. The question is it going to fall from here? I sure think so, but you never know. You never know. What is kind of the importance of Australia? What's kind of the most important longer term things that is affecting Australia, okay? So we can go into this analysis editorial on Aussie, and as you can see here, just on the headline, that we are focusing on 70, 35, 40 area. We're now at 45. Shifts to RBA decisions tomorrow. We have China, that is important, and then we have Australia jumps another 20 pips. Okay, it's not really that great, but if we go down here, you can see if you're bullish or bearish, depending on what you are. We can see what's bearish for Australia, and right now is RBA are prepared to be more patient. That means that Australia is not doing too well, nor Australia is not doing too well. Okay. The other one is that Chinese private sector, mostly Evergrande and other companies, has a problem with debt that is not at all good for the Australian economy. And then RBA also confirms that there's COVID numbers are a toll on the economy. That was from September. Okay, so what does Australia do to make this one fall? Well, first of all, they said that they're not going to support the goal of the 2-year bond that they issue. That means less support to the economy. So right now we are falling pretty hard, right? So if you look at today, this morning, where are we? Can we become a bit higher before falling? Absolutely. But what is the trend? What is the reason for this trend? The reason for this trend is, first of all, Australia is not doing too well. China is not doing too well. It is dollar. It is doing extremely well. So, in this kind of situation, we are then headed to the downside. Now, how long is this going to continue? Well, we don't know that, do we? And if we kind of look into what has happened previously, such beautiful trends has happened before, but I was in the opposite direction. So it continues, pause, continues, pause, down, up again, until we then continue lower. Now, I don't think this pullback that we have today is fantastically great, but it might be the only thing that you're getting today. So if you were thinking, well, I should probably sell this thing, not that I ever agree with that, but there we go. You are coming up to some critical prices of 70.50. I think those prices I mentioned yesterday. The other thing that I also want to point out is, what does the market feel about this Australian? If we go to the COT report, which is basically the big fund managers and what they do, hedge fund managers, what are they doing? They are having 113,000 short contracts on, and they have only 33,000 that were down to 10 or 17 a couple of weeks ago. So they're massively shorting this one. As you can see here, non-commercial, massively shorting this one. Now, everything stands to the downside. But what is going to happen what is happening seasonality-wise on Australian, for example, in December, seasonality, December, Australian. December is a split month, weakness in the first half and strength in the second half. Okay, fair enough. This chart tells me a pretty steep sell-off, and then a pretty steep rise again. So is it reasonable for us to sell Aussie then? We have one more thing here on Aussie, is that we have the RBA meeting tomorrow, and you kind of have to look into what the market are expecting, and what the market are expecting is kind of priced in already, where we on Friday said good night. We went down to target on a week. We're now pulling back again, and then we are probably going to look for some kind of short-term fall here. So that's a technical, fundamental, seasonality. We haven't done economic performance of Australia, but it's pretty set in stone as to this one being bearish. Now, CAD, on the other side, has very good numbers at the moment, are performing well on GDP, well on CPI, well on employment on Friday, and the market are thinking of maybe pressing in a rate hike by March 2022. Now, this market is bearish. So what does this tell me? This tells me that market doesn't necessarily always price in what is at any given time the economic performance of the economy. That means to us that we then need to adjust to the technicals. Okay, so I have bought it somewhere. I don't know what the price was even. The price is, well, now it's only 98. Price is, well, price is 88.67. 88.67 is 88.67. There we go. There's where I bought it on Friday. So I'm almost back to break even now. Okay. Now, what does that mean for me? That means that I'm still in a buy, that I'm in loss. But that also means that if I am right about this trend, I have a very good entry. It also means that I'm able to now capitalize on the gains of this one. But we have the yens on the other side again. I'm actually surprised that it's still very strong. And that comes back to news. That comes back to what do we see in the news as of lately that is kind of moving the market, and how do you plan for that every year? Because there's a seasonality to news as well. Because every year, I need you to write this down though, somewhere in your calendar somewhere. Every year, there is some kind of news coming out of North Korea, Iran, Saudi Arabia, or China for that matter, or America, that makes us go risk off in January. I don't know what it's going to be this year. I honestly to God don't know what it's going to be. I would love to know, but there's always going to be a reason. And if there's no reason, market's still going to fall anyways. Or dollar's going to rise anyways, sorry. So if there is an earthquake in Japan greater than, I don't know, well, it depends on how much destruction it's going to create, but above 6, I think, then you need to start looking at what is happening here. If there's going to be an attack on an oil field in Saudi Arabia, that's also very bad for oil. No, sorry, that will make oil rise quite rapidly. If there is if there's a tsunami in Thailand, I don't know if anyone is gonna, but that doesn't really make the market move. If there's gonna be a bushfire in Australia, probably not. But if that starts coming close to buildings, houses, cities, now we need to start thinking what is going on here. If there's any kind of precedent, if there's any kind of state house, any kind of secretary of state that is getting something bad happen to them, that's definitely going to move the market. So black swans is what I'm kind of talking about here, where you have events that wasn't really prepared by the market, but it really happened anyways. Okay. The other thing to note today is, what if Fed comes out and says that they're not going interest rates, they're not going to increase interest rates in 2022. Oh, dollar is going to fall. Okay, dollar is going to fall. If Fed comes out and says they're going to increase interest rates much sooner than first expected, that they are going to increase interest rates as they are closing down the QE program, oh, that's going to create a lot of dollar bullishness. Okay, and then what else? Which other scenarios or any other kind of government saying that? The other one is trade wars. If there has been trade wars up until now, I think there's still someone going on, by the way. If there is trade wars going on, what is really happening then? You should then be able to say, well, if there's trade wars in Europe and UK, can that be good for the UK? Probably not. That's going to lead to less sales, or probably short pound then. There's also an Article 16 out there where we have where it has been like saying we're going to initiate this Article 16, which is basically, I don't know, the canceling of the deal or something because of Northern Ireland. That is definitely pound bearishness. Selva says, "What news when the news of a country economy is published and price goes up or down? Why does the market return to pre-news prices?" Because it doesn't have great enough impact on the news. No, it doesn't have great enough impact on the economy. Because the first reaction of any news related is, does this change anything? Does this change the value of the currency? Does this change people's life? Does this change businesses' life? Does this have any impact on flow of money, basically interest rates, labor, inflation, risk, political risk, geopolitical risk, economic risk, of any kind of sort? So just mentioning that is so. Well, to say it differently though, every hedge fund has their own kind of brains that thinks for them. The computers thinks for them faster than you kind of would do, but there's still humans behind it. I would say, oh my lord, have you seen? Okay, thank you, Mr. Sohai. Fantastic, by the way. That's great news. Okay, why am I getting? Okay, I just take off this one. So, good. Okay, we are subjected to the higher side. Okay, great. Now, was that what I wanted to see? Yes, that was something I wanted to see. So, I guess I will catch a pullback at some point, either today or tomorrow. If I was just alert enough, I probably would have taken that one, but I didn't. So I do apologize for that. All right. So I don't know why I've never made one, but I kind of would put kind of a list, probably put it to my membership students, but publicly as well, that if this happens, then this happens, then you should do this. That is kind of what I'm trying to prepare yourself for, is what if this happens, then what do you do? So in cases of China saying, well, they're going to block Bitcoin. Well, I think it's the sixth time they've said that, or in that direction, and prices have moved down every time, and they've gone back up again. Okay. So when you ask for pound, dollar, okay, what's there? What do you want to do? What do you want to say? What do you want to what do you want to do here? What is it, up? Is it down? What is it? No response so far. Good on that. Yeah. Less and less likely that market is gonna have had no rate hike by July. Now the stronger contestant is one rate hike by July, and by December 2022 we have absolutely almost zero chance of having, like 3% only chance of having one rate hike, zero rate hike by 1 year from now. But it's almost 3 rate hikes being priced in now. So let me put it differently for you. If Fed comes out in December and say, we're not going to have interest rates in next year, oh my lordy, that's going to be Ragnarok on Earth. if they say we're probably going to see 2 rate hikes next year by their dot plots, dollar's going to strengthen, and this one is going to rise pretty hard, pretty fast. The next one is, are they going to see 3 rate hikes by December next year, which is in the dot plot? This one's going to rise pretty hard. And then I think that is in December. I don't think it's going to be in December, but for that matter, I think it's going to be in January, because this one was not. So then December, they're going to update their dot plot. That's going to make a lot of move in either direction. I don't know which it's going to be, if it's going to whip show everyone out or in or whatever. But that's definitely a thing to look out for. Why? Because that's the ultimate thing that moves the market. It's that. And I think we might be able to see price coming back up to my break even before the end of this day. I guess. So that's that. That's kind of like what I wanted to, well, not necessarily only wanted to tell you guys, but that's kind of, I want to prepare you guys for that. Then how do you use this information? Well, this information you're supposed to use as prepare yourself for something to happen. Now, if you think that Fed is now going to increase interest rates and they're going to be very hawkish in December, are you going to sell dollar around that time? Probably not. The other one is seasonality around the Fed meeting. That is generally, as I have seen, 1 week takes one profit, the other weeks take the other profit. So last week we tried to go down, massively failed there. And this week, I believe we're going to go to that take profit. Base seasonality on around the Fed meeting. So Fed meeting is next week. Next Wednesday, is that 9 days from now? 7 times, 9 days from now. And I think from 7 days from now on, we have either tipped 96.60 area or 97 area, and we might be like somewhere around here. Now, a lot of things can happen in between, and I don't know what happened to him if he doesn't want to respond to that, but okay. So that is kind of your sell price. That's kind of your buy price. So you choose what you want to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just going to say that's kind of where the bulls will buy and that's where the bears will sell. And then you kind of come up with your own theories of what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Either that or it is that. Oops, that was wrong. So I would say if you're a buyer or a seller on pound, I would say that you should probably be in a trade by now. Probably should be, but that doesn't mean that you are. Since I'm a buyer here now, I will probably wait for our high and bullish trend, but that's me. Going back to Aussie, Aussie is now fighting back pretty hard, I would say, but we haven't come to the sell price for this week yet. So still great. I saw someone selling euro yen. Was it Trader Nick? He already got out, already tapped out. Okay. I would at least see more confirmation to the downside than a range. I think that's kind of, pretty obvious that this is a range and this market is so far not performing, regardless of my pivot points or my indicators or whatever. And Aussie yen, I would have sold that one, but I didn't. So yeah, I would have sold it if I was a seller, but I will not. So this is kind of great. And then CAD yen is tapping into my break-even trade. Not too far off. So What should we do now? Well, that's up to you. You drive the markets. You drive the conversation. Has this so far been interesting? Have you learned anything new today? That's kind of my first question. The second question is, I've already done. I feel like I've done the market already, so I can probably do it again. But okay. So, dollar, weakness, strength. Where is it right now? Range. Do you trade ranges? I don't. Nasdaq, double bottom, like a higher high, and then continuation higher. S&P 500, ooh, my lordy. Has a very great day right now. And double bottom, still to the downside earlier today, but now if it taps up there, I am good to go again. Euro, dollar, Aussie dollar, sorry, going a bit higher still. Hasn't tapped into what I would call the sell area. So I'm still waiting for that one to go through. Give you $1 trillion in your modern market, yeah. And the other one is euro is still I don't know, range, something in between. Pound is kind of a question mark. That's a buy if you're a very aggressive buyer. I wouldn't, but that's a sell if you're a seller, and then you're somewhere in between. Pound yen. That is your sell price. Not selling to sell now at all, but that's pretty straightforward resistance. So no profits guaranteed. But at least you're getting back to, I want that to happen though. So I'm just waiting for that. Positive outlooks right now on the markets. I like the yen weakness coming in today. I just don't know how long it's going to be, for how long it's going to give me that. But this is at least greater than Friday. And New Zealand yen is probably the weakest one of them all. Hasn't come up to resistance and hasn't really been testing the bearish move yet. Euro yen hasn't. Yeah, I wouldn't call that resistance even. I would call that resistance and that resistance. And then the rest is history. USD yen. Can you trade USD yen in my books? Nope. Why? Because nothing is happening here. So far, we are like, well, we're somewhere between. We are like up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And then the market didn't do anything for 6 days at least. I would, but I would probably look for a break. Has it broken? Not at all. USD CAD. Coming into the second buy zone here. If you are a buyer in dollar, seller in CAD, and that's kind of your second entry there. But are you? If you're a seller on USD CAD, we need a break, like serious break here. We need to break lower here. We need to break lower here. So until that time, I am waiting. Why do I wait so much? Because I don't want to lose money that is unnecessary. Gold has not been requested for, but hey, there we are. Very silent today. I would hope for some more fireworks, but it didn't happen. So double bottom, if that's a double bottom, higher high, higher low, 1. So I need a double. I need that before I can start buy. This is likely to do that more than anything else right now. Why, you might ask? This is because technically we're still bearish. Anything can happen in a bearish trend to the bearish side. Protect your capital. Yeah. I didn't trade for 8 years just to waste my money when I was trading on the 8th year. oil, I want this to go higher, but still no breakout. So I think the funniest thing today was probably Dow Jones breaking higher. I don't know if there's a news that I should have known about, but salvo agor. Okay. Then we can do nothing then. Apparently had a very hard landing today. Okay, Naval. This could be sending the market higher, but I haven't seen that on my calendar. So probably low liquidity on this one, but yeah, any employment number that is good, it's always going to send the market higher. Hey. Yeah, I would do too. Why wouldn't you? There's still inflation. There are 50,000 long contracts there. And they're still pretty much to the upside, but you know. %80 to the upside. Still higher long. Why would you buy a oil market? Well, inflation is mostly running this one. The reason for that is, well, in America, inflation and high and low rig count, low supply, artificially low supply, and that the market says, well, let's take it higher then. So USD Swiss that we haven't been looking at today. Is anyone on the Swiss pairs today? So oil, the reason why oil should go higher is inflation, higher inflation, low supply, low rig count, even though it's kind of increasing. OPEC still not adding supply. Saudi Arabia adding higher prices to the Americans and the Chinese on their contracts, and also a lot of more demand, a lot of more products, a lot of more ships, a lot of more airplanes that they expected for a year ago came out stronger than expected, because oil supply is not very, at least in America, is structurally not very fast to change. So you have to plan a year ahead, I think it is, or something like 9 to 12 months ahead. So like 1 year ago, we are still in COVID land, and we're still, fearing that everything is going downtown. You have a cat Swissy this morning. Did you bite me there? Ooh, okay, all right. I see you, Denise. You beat me on that one. That's a good one. Would I've taken it? I don't like these lower lows. When Marcus says, well, lower low on Friday, that makes me go absolutely crazy on Monday. And then straight up to target. But good money there, lady. Good money there. So, yeah. Target 72.80. Fair enough. New Zealand not so strong. Euro Swissy as strong as, or good as strong as. Pound Swissy not too far off. And then USD Swissy is just one of the strongest one, actually. So good. Good on that. Might be just to be a trader. Yeah. But still, you still have, I don't know what your entry are, but it still looks like pretty decent one to the upside there. And yes, I'm gonna do use Swissy just for the Swissy yen just for the fun of it, and it's a range, so that's why I don't like it. William, I've not seen you around lately. Where have you been, mate? I just did gold. Gold is a range. Gold is doing nothing. I want it to go higher. It doesn't go higher. It doesn't go lower, so you can't tell it either. So somewhere in between. I'm just waiting for it to pop. So yeah, I think that's everything for me. I feel a bit spent. I feel like I have said what I want to say. I want to see yen weakness, gold strength. I don't want to see dollar strength, but that's kind of what I was going to see in the end. I'm still on CAD yen. Am I somewhere in loss still? And there's going to be RBA tomorrow. Make sure to sign in on that. CAD bank interest rate on Thursday, Wednesday 30. I literally can't remember it right now. So until then, make sure that you are up to date. So if you don't want to trade Aussie moves for tomorrow, until tomorrow, fine by me. But don't be afraid of news. Is this your best friend? It's going to be there. So until wait. Until next time, I am gonna have what do you call it? I'm gonna have a meeting, A1 trading meeting on Wednesday, Thursday, Wednesday, and Friday. So Wednesday morning at London Open. Hope that you will be there, and also have my own second channel here on YouTube, EivindFX. If you want to be there, there you go. Fantastic. If you want to join in, I'm going to be live every day as well, 1 hour before Nick. Other than that, have a great day. Boom.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching today's stream. I hope you got a lot of value out of it. And hey, before you go, make sure to check out our guest on social media, as well as subscribe to the A1 Trading YouTube channel for more free trading content throughout the week. Before we go, I do also want to say down below in the description, there's all sorts of great perks for you if you're looking for a broker. We've got some recommended brokers. We've also got a Telegram channel and email newsletter that you would probably benefit from if you're an aspiring trader. So take advantage of some of that free stuff down below. It will also help out the channel tremendously, and we will see you back tomorrow.